Greetings! Welcome to another tutorial about Bloomreach XM with XIN Mods. In this video, we're going to have a look at fetching and manipulating images using the XIN Mods modifications for Bloomreach XM. Let's get into it. Of course, first of all, we need to make sure that our Bloomreach instance is running. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, go check out one of the earlier tutorials that lets you download and set up the instance locally. But we're running it, so I've already logged in here. As you can see, we have our document here that we ended up with last time. This is our cupcake recipe. And we managed to add some thumbnails and an image gallery to the document type that belongs to this document. Now, what we want to do is go and retrieve the image that has been set up for the thumbnail. What we first need to know is at which path the values for the thumbnail image are being stored. To do that, we go into the document types and go looking for our recipe document, edit it, and click on the thumbnail field. As you can see here at the top, the path of it is thumbnail, which means that whenever a document has been requested by the API, any information about an image will appear under the thumbnail key. Great. So let's go to our IDE and try and fetch the thumbnail that belongs to the document we ended up retrieving last time. So let's extend our unit test here and try and retrieve the JSON that belongs to the thumbnail. Great. So here you can see that we have an image link and link information. And this is a reference to an image inside the Bloomreach DAM. What we can do now is we can use the connection object over here and invoke a function called getImageFromLink. This will then get us an image instance, which is a class that belongs to the XIN Mods package. So let's go and retrieve it. So it returns a promise, so we want to await it. And we go and push the thumbnail information into the function. Great. So, if all goes well, we now have an image instance in the thumbnail variable. This image instance has a number of useful functions that we're going to be investigating. The very important one is called toURL, which retrieves the URL of the image in its current state. At the moment, we haven't done anything to the image. We haven't cropped it, we haven't scaled it. And so when you ask for its URL, you will get the full-size image. There we go. So we grab this, we open it up, new tab, and there you go. That's our full image. And you can see it's the same as this one. So that's good. Now this is a pretty large image. It's 1000 by 1000 pixels. So let's try and crop it a bit. So what we can do is we can stack image operations onto this image instance. So let's crop it to 300 by 300 pixels. Now if you run it, you can see that the URL now has a number of has one additional image operation in the URL. So when I grab this URL and open another tab, you can see that it has cropped it into a 300 by 300 pixel area. Now, because this is sort of a fluid API, we can chain other operations onto it. So let's say we want to scale to 150 pixels. We can just write it like this, run it, and we get a different URL. When we then execute it, you can see that now the image is 150 by 150. Great. So this is the basic overview of simple image manipulation using XIN Mods. The last thing I want to show you is something called image focus. You can see once we start cropping, it actually automatically crops to the center of the image. And that's the default behavior. But if we go to our image inside the CMS, you can see that there is an image focus field right here. And this focus field allows us to select the most important part of the image. So for example, we edit the image, we click the change button. You can use the mouse scroll wheel to zoom in and out. If you have a large image, that might be useful. So let's say we want to say that for this image, the most important element is this cupcake over here. Select it, click done, save the image, and now the pulsing icon has moved to our latest selection. So if you run the unit test again, let me grab this URL, you can see that the cropping area has now been pointed at the area of the image that we have selected. This can be a very useful bit of functionality, especially when you're thinking about different image sizes for different responsive breakpoints in a website. So what you'd like to do for each image is select the most important area so that once the image is rendered as a smaller image on a smaller screen, you still get the most important area of the image highlighted instead of zooming in on a part that's actually not that relevant. Great. So that's all I wanted to talk about today. Thanks for watching. If you like this kind of thing, check out the playlist that popped up on this screen. And if you want to be notified when a new tutorial appears, make sure to subscribe. See you next time.